Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I will be showing you guys how I make my gourmet mac and cheese. You guys, this mac and cheese right here is to die for. It's so gooey and cheesy and just cooked to perfection. Stay tuned and find out how it's done. All right, let's get this party started. All right, so here I have my pot and I'm adding some water into the pot. I added 5 cups of water to be exact, but as you know, I will have the exact recipe and measurements for you in the description box below. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add 1 cube of chicken flavor bouillon, but us Haitians, we call it Maggi. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the corkscrew mac and cheese. Okay, I'm gonna add 2 cups and a half of cups, you guys. And the reason I put the chicken flavor bouillon in the water is so that it could give it some flavor. Some people do not like to use Maggi. If you don't like to use Maggi, you can always just use chicken broth to boil your noodles, and that will also give it the flavor that you're looking for. All right, so now that my noodles are cooked to perfection, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna strain them. Okay, and then I'm going to put them in another little bowl. And when I put them in that little bowl, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some butter. And the reason I'm adding the butter into it is so that it doesn't stick together. So you don't have sticky noodles that's just sticking together. All right. So after I'm done putting the butter in there, and I, make sure all of my pasta is well coated with the butter, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to set that thing to the side. Okay. All right. Yes, child, just like that. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and set it to the side, and this is the cheese that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using mozzarella cheese, and I'm gonna be using Monterey Jack. Okay, this is very important. Okay, I went ahead and I cut both of the blocks in half, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shred them. It's better when you shred your own cheese when making anything with cheese, to be honest with you, because it makes it more cheesier, it makes it more gooey. When you use the store-bought cheese that's already shredded for you, it has this flour substance in it that takes away from it being as cheesy as it could be. Okay, so here I got my pot. I added 2 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese. All right, I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese to give it some flavor, to give it that little kick, the little little stuff that I'm looking for to make this gourmet macaroni and cheese gourmet. Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and keep mixing it until that cheese has dissolved. Okay, then now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start adding my other cheese. Remember the cheese that I shredded, the Monterey Jack and mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add that in there, and I'm gonna mix it up until that cheese has melted. We're gonna go ahead, I'm putting it a little bit at a time, but I went ahead and I added the whole the half a block and half a block of the mozzarella in the Monterey Jack. Now, we got to go ahead and put some seasoning into that. But you don't want to OD with the seasoning, because you have to remember, we already boiled our pasta in seasoning. So if you get too happy with the seasoning, your little macaroni and cheese is going to be salty. So I went ahead and I just added a little bit of garlic powder and some onion powder. And don't forget that the cheese itself, the cheese does have flavor. So the cheese does have a salt flavor in it. So don't get too happy with your seasoning, okay, baby? Because you don't want that macaroni and cheese to be salty. All right, so here again, I added more of that Parmesan cheese, and I'm just gonna keep mixing it into my little pot until that thing is dissolved and it became one. Everything is like one. There's no clumps and no bumps, none of that. Okay, it's smooth to perfection. All right, so then I'm also gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my little Parmesan cheese that come in a bottle like this. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add that in there as well. And that's also gonna give it some flavor, child. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there, and we're gonna mix it all up like I always say, so they could become one as a unit. All right, So when everything is mixed like that and everything has dissolved and there's no lumps and no clumps and no bumps in your sauce, that's when you know. That's when you know you ready to add the macaroni and cheese, okay? So then that's when, well, it's not the macaroni and cheese yet because we ain't do the cheese. It's just the macaroni. That's when you add the macaroni. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to add that macaroni and we're going to mix it all up to make sure that macaroni is well coated so it could become macaroni and cheese, okay? We're gonna make sure it's well coated. All of those noodles got some of that sauce we just made, and all of that sauce got some of that noodles, okay? Then we're gonna make it more cheesy. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add some of the cheese. You remember that cheese, the same cheese I had shredded? I'm going ahead and I'm adding more of that cheese in there. And I'm just going to keep mixing it. You see, I took a little macaroni because I need to taste it. Make sure you always taste your food, baby. Before you serve anybody anything, make sure you serve your food, because just in case it's nasty, baby, we could go ahead and throw it away. When somebody asks you where's the macaroni cheese, you may say, ain't nobody made no macaroni cheese. I don't know what she's talking about. All right, so here I got my little new cast iron that I just got, you guys. I'm gonna call her Pamela, because I don't know, I feel like if your name is Pamela, you make some good macaroni and cheese. So her name gonna be Pamela. Y'all, this is Pamela. Pamela, meet the people. All right, so I went ahead and I added some butter into Pamela, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the macaroni and cheese to her. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna add it all, and then I'm gonna put her in the oven and I'm gonna bake her. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna finish adding all the macaroni and cheese. I'm gonna show you guys how good you could already see how good this stuff look. You could already see the cheese just going off of there and stuff. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. You see how good it look, and it's not even done yet. Do you see that? I know y'all see that. Okay. So now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna coat her with some more of the cheese. This is the second half of the block of the Monterey Jack and the mozzarella. This is the second half. Like, so yeah, I went ahead and I covered it up. You know, you just try to make sure you get all the little edges. Try to, you know, cover all the macaroni and cheese so it could have that nice golden brown color when it get out of the oven. Okay, and because this is gourmet macaroni and cheese, you guys, because this is gourmet, like I said in the beginning, we have to go ahead and we got to add a little bit of Italian breadcrumbs at the top. You know, you got a little restaurant, they give you the little nice little macaroni and cheese. They always do that. So you got to do it too. Go ahead. You see the Italian breadcrumbs. You're going to go ahead and you're going to put a little bit. I put about a tablespoon of there on there. You can put how much to your liking. And you don't like it like that, don't put that much. If you love it, then baby, add a little bit more. So I went ahead and I added that. It's also going to give it a nice color at the top. Okay. So now I got my oven at 350 degrees, and I'm gonna put it in the oven, you guys. Okay, you see I'm gonna put it at the top so it could get some of that color. We're not gonna put it at the bottom, we're gonna put it at the top. And baby, this is how it look when it come out. Yes, child. Woo! Tell me that don't look good. Just go ahead and tell me a lie. Tell me that don't look good, cause you know you're lying. All right, and ooh, let's just give this right here a moment of silence for the beauty that it holds. Yes, child. You see how you guys, you see that macaroni and cheese is so good. Anybody you make it for will instantly fall in love with it. This is a beautiful idea if you're trying to do something for like date night, or I don't know, just for your family or whatever. It turns out beautiful. It's so rich and it's so delicious, you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.